Hey, so I figured I should share a quick story. So this is when I was on the Katy Trail. I do have videos for that, by the way, but I want to like put them all together and edit them into one. So I don't know when I'll be able to do that. Hopefully today. But anyway, this isn't in those videos. So I figured the most kind of freaky thing that happened to me up on the Katy Trail. And by the way, for the most part, my experience there was great. Like everyone's really nice. I met all kinds of like cross country and even like people bike all over the world. So yeah, I shared great stories and I got a lot of good advice. Mostly is just like I have too much gear, which I definitely do. I'm actually trying to get rid of some stuff today, but I don't know. It's kind of tough, but I'm plugging away at it. Anywho's the story. So I'm taking a break on this little bench by the side of the trail. This kid comes up. Red-haired kid, red beard, name's Gabriel, by the way, don't know the last name, but he started off being really cool, and then he like, you could tell he's on some kind of like nasty drugs. I assume meth, because it's like all over the place down here, which is weird because it's a state that's got recreational legal marijuana, so why people mess with meth, I don't understand, but whatever. Somebody even tried to give me some, like the other day, a bag with like a sizable hunk in it. I don't know what that is, but like a chunk of it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I don't want that. Thanks. But anyway, so this messed up kid, he starts out cool, and then he's like, I talk about how I brought my bass along, and he's like, oh, I sing, man. You want to hear my songs? And so he starts to do these like, I don't know, they're sort of like sing-songy rap kind of song. It's like one song. It's long, and I'm kind of like, cool, man. And he just keeps going. I'm like, yep, sounds great. And I mean, it's cool. He's, has the confidence to want to do that, but he doesn't really have the confidence to actually like protrude so he's like, I don't know this song or anything, but he was just like, I'm rapping. Anyway, he finally stopped. And he just was acting weirder and weirder. Oh, and I should explain too. So he's biking. He's on a little like BMX or something. He's biking barefoot, but he's got a pair of shoes hanging from the handlebars, and he's got another pair of shoes or boots or something in his backpack, but he's riding barefoot. And I don't know if you've ever done that, but it is really not comfortable. And the path is like rocky, so this just makes no sense. It should have been a red flag. But anyway, so then he starts to talk, and he's like weirdly grilling me about stuff. First he asked if I'm a sex offender. I'm like, no. He's like, well, that's on a list. I could look it up. I'm like, yeah, go ahead and look it up, dude. I'm definitely not on that list. And he goes, well, you put your life on it. I'm like, I mean, I guess, whatever. It seems kind of like dramatic, but I'm definitely not one of those pervs, so sure. And then he asked me if I'm a gang stalker, which I'd never even heard of before. And I told him, I'm like, I don't know what that is, so no. He's like, well, would you put your life on it? I'm like, okay, again, man, that's a little bit like dramatic. You're starting to weird me out a little bit, I told him. He's like, oh, so you won't put your life on it. That means you're with them. You're one of them. And he starts getting like real freaked out. And I'm already starting to kind of like distance myself, but all my stuff is parked on this, or leaned up against this bench. And he like walks over to his backpack that he'd put on the ground and just pulls out a knife, like rather spontaneously, I would say, just because it's like, even if I was one of those people, I found out it's like, I don't know, sometimes people make animosity between different gangs or something, or like spy on gangs for another gang, or I found out more about that recently, or since this happened. But yeah, so he pulls out this knife, and it's this nasty looking thing too. It's like not only was I worried about, he was going to cut me with it, but I'm also thinking like, gosh, when's the last time I had a tetanus shot? Because it's just like, it looks like a fishing knife. I don't have a knife here. Oh, here. So if I use like this is actually a good example. So if I use my little, box cutter thing, and this is for doing carpet, it's got the little hook thing on it. So his knife was kind of like that, where if you think this is the main blade, and then he's got like a hook thing on his too. It looked like some kind of like old fashioned nasty skinning or fishing knife or something, but it's big though. So I don't know exactly what the purpose of that is. Anyway, I don't want anything to do with it, obviously. And so I like walked around behind the bench, and meanwhile we're still only like 10 feet away, but it would be hard for him. I mean, unless he was gonna like throw it at me or something, it was out of stabby range. So I was like, yeah, I don't know why you did pull that knife out just now, but I'm just gonna stay on this side of this bench here, and I would really appreciate it if you would just keep moving along the trail. Just go wherever you were going, and goodbye. And so he did, but he went like, and he'd go like 10 paces, and then he'd turn around and yell something somewhat unintelligible most of the time. He still has his knife out, so I'm just like, okay, dude, whatever. And so I waited, I don't know, a good hour before I went along the trail, even though that was right at, the reason I'd stopped is it was right after you go on the, actually, I guess it wasn't the Katy Trail, it was the MKT Trail, and then I was just about to get on the Katy Trail. So anyway, but I saw him on the Katy Trail later too, so figure, good warning for anyone. I also did find out that there was stuff broadcast on the police band about him too, so it's known. And the guy that told me that, I filled him in too. I'm like, yeah, his name's Gabriel, red-haired kid, rides a BMX bike, probably is on a lot of meth. So yeah, I don't know what to even say. Like, I definitely want to support people going on the Katy Trail. Like I said, all the people I've met there, with the one exception, were wonderful, and I mean wonderful people, and bike enthusiasts, like huge. So definitely go on the Katy Trail. Just watch out for a little red-haired kid on a BMX, I guess. That's pretty much the point. Okay, well, bye-bye.